And talk about your great cast that we have up here. Was casting this, did you find everybody quickly? Or
oh my God, they were all awful. This group of actors is the most tremendous group. We couldn't ask for more talented, more human and kind and passionate and committed, talented people. And from the bottom of my heart, I can't thank you guys enough. I mean, I hope you loved watching yourselves as much as I do.
Well, I'm going to start with Laura.
Oh, God. How did you know?
So like Ryan Reed, in addition to acting, you also have your own music career and experiences in the music industry. Yes. Was that the initial appeal for you for this project? The kind of relatability of it, and you know this world intimately, I imagine.
For sure, yeah. I felt like it was, reading the script was quite cathartic for me in a lot of ways. And I think I was very excited about the prospect of helping co-write the music as well. And I love that it was based on an off-Broadway play. I'm like dying to do Broadway and off-Broadway, so I was like, wait, I love this idea. And overall, yeah, at every step of the way, with everyone getting involved, when I knew I was working with Eric and David, I was really, really, really excited. I'm still so sad that Ari and I never had a scene together, but Ari's so good at this. So I think everything was appealing to me when I was first learning about the project.
Did you see any of yourself in Ryan Reed?
Yeah, I mean, I think that Ryan handled the pressure differently than I did, but I definitely resonated with the pressure of feeling like you have so many people to want to make happy when you're first signed to a label, and you know, you can lose yourself in the process, and you can kind of play the blame game a little bit of why you're losing yourself in the process. And I think that journey really spoke to me a lot. But yeah, how she I think handles some of that pressure, we did it differently.
And for Laura, you mentioned how you got to work on the songs and the original material. Talk about the sort of conversations you had with the other songwriters and the film team, kind of finding Ryan's voice through the music.
Yeah, well, we have our wonderful songwriter music team here, led by Eric. Yes. Yes. And it was so funny. We were working on this, remotely originally. At one point I'm in Europe and they're in New York, and I'm in a hotel room in Paris, and my voice is going. And I'm like, I think it should go like this, and I'm leaving a voice memo. But I felt like it was very important to us to nail obviously all the music down as soon as possible. Obviously before we're starting filming, we got to be in the studio. We wrote the songs before, and then we were in the studio a week before filming, recording, and that kind of served as our rehearsal time. And Eric actually came down to also, that was your rehearsal time, I feel in a lot of ways. Yeah.
Just watching them.
Yeah, 100%, to kind of see how should, learning on the job of what happens when you're in the studio and working together. And I think in a lot of ways the music is a character in itself. So being able to help be part of that process to create it, I think also really helped me get into Ryan's head and Ryan's shoes. I feel like Eric and I love to rehearse it. We were just, on the weekends, I would go all the way from Bushwick, I'd come to the city, we'd meet in a great vegan restaurant that I want to go to again because it was lovely a few times. It was always raining. I don't know what that was about, but I feel like we really, really played with this material and lived with it, and I think a lot of it was on the page, and I think also we had a little bit of fun, had some thoughts, and Adam's really, really collaborative as well. I mean, everyone on the team was very, very collaborative, and so I love kind of playing around and finding it with everyone. Eric, what are your thoughts? I feel like I answered for you, but
she answered for me. But we did find, I think in a lot of the scenes, there was a rhythm to the overlapping.
Yes.
That allowed you to still hear the lines, but the music of the characters as well.
Okay, Eric, poetic.
I think Adam was like, hey, whoa, what? And then the more we did it, the more he said, oh yeah, okay, and enjoyed it. But he was there every day, and Julie was there, and David, everybody was there every single day, and you could go to them and say, hey, what about this, what about that? And they'd say, sure, try it, or no. And we wouldn't.
Well, and I mean, everyone here lives here, but me. And so that was really fun for me because I actually felt like the last time I was in New York before, I think this is right, before I filmed this movie, I was in like a really bizarre headspace in that I was actually doing some shows for my project, for my music project, and it was the summer, and the weather was like terrible, and it was like pouring rain, and it was so gross, and I'm like lugging my keyboard, and I like stayed at a hotel that was a 5-minute walk, but it's pouring rain, and I thought this was a great idea when I booked it, but it wasn't a great idea, and like New York kind of broke my heart that like time of my life, and so coming back to film this movie of what this movie is about and being in New York in the fall as well, I like fell back in love with the city and just in love with the opportunity that's here, like the promise that's here, the excitement that's here, and yeah, like the artistry in general. Like I think it's just such a city that thrives on artists and thrives on creativity and collaboration in general.
And one last question, sort of related to that, being that.
Laura answered for me.
Being that New York is so alive, and you always got to be on your toes around here. Were there any sort of like only in New York moments while shooting? I mean, I know New Mexico must have sounded like it was a lot crazier. But as far as shooting in New York, were there any sort of things that happened on set or during the production that were like, man, this is only going to happen in New York?
It was remarkably smooth, I have to say. You know, we had a lot of fun on set, and you know, we had a couple days where, you know, the caterer can't get across town with lunch.
And we had a lot of NYU students working on the film. And I loved that. Yes, that was really fun. I feel like that, that part I loved. It was just, so much teaching was also happening on the set, and I mean that like in a beautiful way.